My ex tried to take half of my company in the divorce. The judge shut her down instantly. I never thought the woman I spent 12 years with would become my biggest enemy. When my wife asked for a divorce, I was heartbroken. I expected arguments about the house, maybe the cars, maybe who would keep the dog. What I didn't expect was for her to demand half of the company I built years before I even met her. At first I laughed, then her lawyer emailed me. They were serious. For context, I started my software company when I was 23. Back then, I lived in a tiny apartment, worked 18-hour days, and survived on instant noodles because every dollar went back into the business. 3 years later, I met my future wife. When we got married, my company was already profitable. It wasn't huge, but it paid my bills and had 6 employees. Over the next decade, the company exploded. We landed major clients, expanded overseas, and eventually the business was valued at several $1 million. During all those years, my wife never worked there. She wasn't involved in hiring, sales, marketing, or finances. She had her own career, and we kept our professional lives separate, or so I thought. The moment she filed for divorce, everything changed. Suddenly, I wasn't the loving husband anymore. I was just a walking bank account. Her attorney claimed that because the company became much more valuable during the marriage, she deserved 50% of its current value, not a settlement, not compensation. Half. If they won, I'd either have to sell my company or somehow pay her millions. I couldn't sleep. This wasn't just money. Over 60 employees depended on that business. Some had worked with me since day one. Losing the company would destroy their lives too. Luckily, years earlier, my accountant had convinced me to keep obsessive records. Every investment, every ownership document, every valuation, every tax filing, everything. My lawyer smiled the first time he saw the paperwork. He said, "This is going to save you." During the discovery process, things became strange. My wife's legal team claimed she had played a significant role in my success by providing emotional support and helping create a stable home life. That was true. She absolutely supported me emotionally, and I appreciated it, but they weren't asking for recognition. They were asking for ownership. Then something happened that completely changed the case. My lawyer uncovered emails, lots of emails. Months before she asked for a divorce, she had been discussing with one of her friends how much my company might be worth. She even wrote, "If I wait another year, I could probably walk away with millions." Seeing that message honestly hurt more than the divorce itself. The courtroom became silent when those emails were introduced. Her attorney immediately objected. The judge allowed them anyway. Then my accountant testified. He explained that the company's growth wasn't funded with marital assets. Every expansion had been financed through business profits, outside investors, and commercial loans. Not from our shared bank account, not from family money, not from anything we owned together. Then the business valuation expert testified. He confirmed something even more important. I had never transferred ownership shares to my wife. Legally, I remained the sole shareholder from the day I founded the company. My wife finally took the stand. She argued that she had sacrificed weekends, vacations, and family time because I worked constantly. She wasn't wrong. I did work too much. I missed birthdays, anniversaries, family dinners. I regret that. But regret doesn't rewrite ownership documents. After 4 exhausting days, the judge delivered the decision. He ruled that my wife was entitled to her fair share of our marital property, the house, savings accumulated during the marriage, retirement accounts, vehicles, everything that legally belonged to both of us. But the company itself remained entirely mine. The judge explained that the business had been established before the marriage, ownership had never changed, and the evidence showed its growth came from the company itself rather than shared marital assets. Her request for half the company was denied. She looked stunned. Her attorney immediately whispered something to her. I later learned they considered an appeal. It never happened. A few months after everything ended, I did something I should have done years earlier. I took a vacation. No laptop, no meetings, no investors, just silence. For the first time in over a decade, I realized something. I had spent years building a successful company while quietly letting my marriage fall apart. The court protected my business, but it couldn't give me back 12 years of my life. Sometimes winning still feels like losing.